Hi, I'm John from FlatCatGear. This video is broken up into two parts. The first part, we're going to introduce you to the Bobcat Baking System. The second part, we're going to talk about baking thermodynamics. And this is an interesting topic because it'll let you understand how the baking system works. It'll also give you insights as to, if you have your own system, how to create your own cooking system. We designed the baking system to be as simple to use as possible. You light the stove, you place your items in the pot, put the lid on, that's all you have to do. You don't have to adjust the temperature, you don't have to fiddle with vents, you just let it bake. Our baking system is designed to be used with a Bobcat system. It's very simple to use. Use an Epicurean stove, light your USB tablet, put the simmering on top, put the pot and windscreen back on the stove. This is a high temperature silicone trivet, and the reason you use this is this keeps the pan off the pot and reduces hot spots. You add the pot. Again, this is a pan. This is an FDA approved pan for baking. It's anodized, and it's kind of a thick walled pot. And what's nice about that, it distributes heat evenly around your pot. Give you an idea. A 4-inch pan is equivalent to making 5 standard muffins at home. Just a pretty good sized pan. Additionally, we also offer a 5-inch diameter pan. Now the 4-inch pan, in our experience, with a 4-inch pan, you do most of your baking with one esbit tablet. When you move to the 5-inch pan, in general, you need to go to 1.5. Once you add that, you place the FlatCat hat. This is a carbon felt material, and it's used to help keep the heat in the pot. By adding this hat, you will keep the temperatures up about 10 to 15 degrees higher than without it. In part 2, I'm talking about the thermodynamics of our baking system. Thermodynamics can be broken up into really pretty simple ideas. There's a concept of putting heat in, there's a concept of heat being lost, and then there's a concept of heat being stored or absorbed by what you're cooking. The Epicurean 2 stove has a pretty even power output through the entire burn. We measure this by looking at the temperature change in water over time, and from the temperature change over time we look at the power wattage output, and it starts off at about 100 watts and ends up down to about 70 watts. So that's the power input, and it's fairly well controlled. If you look at heat loss, once the power is being put into the stove, you're going to lose it through the sides and the top of your cooking system. And this is why we've developed the FlatCat hat. With the FlatCat hat, you tend to retain more heat in that would be lost through the lid normally. And by using this in baking, we keep the temperature of our oven probably about 10 to 15 degrees higher. The Bobcat system with the Epicurean stove will reach a temperature of 275 to 325 degrees. These temperatures will change depending on what size item you're baking. The smaller the item you bake, the higher the temperature goes. Additionally, the larger the item you bake, it may take longer to cook. A 4-inch item will typically take about 60 minutes to bake, where a 5-inch biscuit will take about 90 minutes to bake.